McElney in 5th position. Another excellent ride from Rob McElney, and certainly Gardner trying hard. He can't quite find his way past Lawson. Well, with Spencer out of this race and Momola at the back, the British Commonwealth team won't have a better chance to try to make some amends. Haslam out in front, Wayne Gardner in 3rd place, and Rob McElney in 5th place, so things are at last looking reasonably good, Keith, for the British Commonwealth team.
Oh yeah, Ronnie at least wants to try and win at least one of these 6 races. Wayne Gardner is doing his utmost to really put one up over everybody else. I think Wayne is out to impress the Honda, the bosses, that they ought to give him a full Grand Prix ride.
Well, I said it was Rob McElney who was 5th. I don't think it is. It's Graham Crosby charging along there on that big 4-stroke. Graham Crosby, the New Zealander, giving it some stick.
Graham's not had a very successful series. He's been pulling wheelies all week, as opposed to winning races, which isn't his normal form.
And Mike Baldwin sneaks through on the inside of Graham Crosby, and Crosby tries to regain that place, but can't because Baldwin's quicker on the exit from Hollywood. And Haslam and Gardner have done it. Gardner's efforts on that downhill sweep finally paying dividends. And the crowd cheer as Ron Haslam and Wayne Gardner lead this team race from Lawson and Roberts. And Roberts, I think, will have got through to 3rd place because Lawson was offline. And Gardner now, it's not a team performance, this is every man for himself. Haslam being chased and harried and pushed by Gardner now. Roberts, as I thought, through to 3rd place, then Lawson, then Baldwin, then Crosby, then McElney, then Parrish, then Sheen, then Dave Aldana. And Roberts is on the inside. I don't think Gardner's going to give. Oh dear. It's Haslam and Gardner. Roberts is 3rd, Lawson is 4th, then Baldwin, then Crosby, then McElney, then Parrish. And I didn't see Momola. That's Dave Aldana at the tail end of this group, just behind Barry Sheen, and Randy Momola coming into the pits. And there is Randy taking off his helmet. Some problem, obviously, with the Honda, and Randy Momola out of this race. So the Americans losing, and Gardner's in front. Wayne Gardner is in front. Well, riding as hard as only this young Australian can. Haslam there in 2nd place. Roberts breathing down Haslam's neck. And you can see the bike sliding and slithering, and so too was Baldwin. Crosby goes through there, McElney, Harris, Sheen, and Dave Aldana into the chicane again.
Gardner is very keen to impress, like I said, the Honda bosses, and putting one over Ron Haslam will do him the world of good, because Ron actually rides for the full Grand Prix Honda team. Wayne only rides for the Honda GB team.
4 laps gone, and Haslam goes through on the inside. There's no team orders here, it's every man for himself, and Haslam regains the lead from Gardner, but Gardner's on the inside. Can he hold it? Yes, Gardner's back in front. Squeezes out Haslam and Hollywood. It's Gardner back in the lead, Haslam 2nd, Roberts is 3rd, and Eddie Lawson is 4th, and Roberts is ready to have pounce on Haslam if Haslam gives him just an inch of room. And Haslam pushing Gardner really hard, Robert breathing down his neck. And word from the pits is that Momola just lost power on the Honda and decided that he would call it a day before he did any more expensive damage to these very, very costly but capable motorcycles. Baldwin there 5th, Graham Crosby, then McElney, then Steve Parrish. Steve Parrish going well for his reserve thing. And Rob McElney, in fact, using his spare bike, because the number 1 bike gave problems just before the start of the race, and Haslam back in front. Gardner pushed to 2nd. Now can Gardner do his overtaking manoeuvre? He's lined up to go through on the inside again. And he's done it again? No, he's done. Yes, he has.
Well, this is an absolutely fantastic ride for
And Roberts through as well. Kenny Roberts goes through. It's incredible watching Gardner and Haslam in front of him, and King Kenny goes through, and he's ready to charge to the front. And the word is that Barry Sheen is also out of this race. Sheen in the pits as Gardner leads Roberts ahead of Haslam and Lawson. Well, there are not many motorcycles out on the racetrack, but those that are there are giving absolutely everything. There's Gardner. There's Roberts. There's Haslam. There's Lawson. Baldwin trying hard to catch up. Mike Baldwin's had a disappointing Transatlantic challenge, and I'm sure he'd like to do better if he can. Into the chicane again. Gardner, Roberts, then Haslam, Lawson, Baldwin closing that gap. Gardner and Roberts go through. Kenny Roberts just nicked ahead of the Australian. Now, is this going to be the team race that Kenny Roberts gets the victory? No, Gardner tries on the inside again. Gardner. Well, Keith, would you like to comment on Wade Gardner's riding?
Well, I can't. Oh, I mean, it's commentless, isn't it, really? I mean, it's fantastic riding. I've never seen Wayne ride this good. He finished fourth at Misano a week ago and was riding brilliantly there, and he's really trying to prove everything he can today.
Well, and the word from the pits is that Barry Sheen out with some sort of steering problem on the factory Suzuki. No steering problems for this man, though. Kenny Roberts, King Kenny, 3 times the 500cc world champion, forced his way through to the front, and he's now going to try and hang on to that. Haslam back in 4th place now. Lawson's got past him. Gardner is 2nd, and Wayne Gardner using this race programme as a means to try to persuade some kind soul to find some pennies to help him do his Grand Prix programme. 7 laps completed. Roberts leads. Gardner is 2nd. Lawson looking for a way through on the inside is 3rd. Haslam is 4th. Mike Baldwin is 5th and getting closer and closer to Ron Haslam. Roberts, number 2. Years of age, from Modesto in California, and King Kenny is beginning to pull away as Gardner and Lawson battle it out. That is Mike Baldwin, twice in succession, the American Formula One champion, the American road racing #1. And that's of course because men like Spencer and Roberts were away at the Grand Prix. There's Haslam number 5. That's 43 Baldwin in pursuit. And Roberts pulling away. Lawson looking for the inside line of the chicane. And you've got to be a brave man to pass Wayne Gardner on the inside of the chicane, Keith. He's
very, very good on the brakes there. I'll be surprised to see Lawson pass him just there, although Kenny did it earlier.
And Wayne looked over the wrong shoulder, and Lawson took the chance. Eddie Lawson through to 2nd place. Now, can Lawson use that clear track to catch and pass Kenny Roberts, his teammate, and Gardner quick down the hill. He can't quite find his way past Lawson though, and Eddie Lawson, who is the #1 rider for the Yamaha team this year, has really been under the shadow of Kenny Roberts all season last year, and every time that Roberts has put in a racing appearance, and that's not been so many times this year. It was at Daytona and at Imola. This man, Eddie Lawson, has been overshadowed again. I'm sure Eddie Lawson will be delighted when Kenny Roberts packs his bag, throws away his leathers, and stops racing.
Or he might even beat him, we don't know yet.
Well, there's always that possibility as well. Mike Baldwin going through in 5th place. And Lawson is getting closer. Maybe Eddie Lawson, the 27-year-old Californian, is going to make me eat my words. Gardner still hanging on grimly there in 3rd place. 9 laps completed now, 6 more to go.
I think we'll probably find that Wayne Gardner will tend to slow down just a little bit now because the pace is getting very hot, and he did start off on some very soft tyres to make a quick few laps. So we may see Wayne drop back a little bit. It's difficult to say with Wayne, but you never know.
Well, I think it was a calculated gamble by Wayne and the Honda UK squad. They decided that putting harder compound tyres on would make him last the pace longer, but a little bit slower. And Wayne decided that he'd rather go quick early on and make his mark, and he certainly made his mark. Wayne Gardner, boy from Wollongong in Australia, part of the Honda UK squad based in Chiswick. He and teammate Roger Marshall, powerful combination on any racetrack. And Wayne Gardner going very well here in this final team race. You can see the bike sliding on both front and back wheels. No problem at all for Wayne. He just keeps it wound on. Go Roberts, Lawson and Gardner, the two-thirds distance, 10 laps gone, 5 more to go. Haslam still there watching the pit boards, knowing the gap between him and behind him. And Ronnie has been undoubtedly the star of the British and Commonwealth team, by far the top scorer, even allowing for the tumble that he had in the third race yesterday, when he slid off while in 5th place, chasing 4 top Americans. And certainly this performance this weekend, including his World of Sport victory on Saturday, when he won the opening round of that 3-part competition, and a new record lap, which lasted only a day, unfortunately. I'm sure all those things combined will help boost Ron's performance for the Grand Prix. Haslam, 27 years of age, from nearby Langley Mill, being chased by Mark Baldwin, and I think Haslam's got the measure, but there's the gap between Roberts and Lawson, and it's not a great deal at all. And Roberts is trying hard, you can see that he was on the curb, the bike snaking violently, and Roberts will know that the ball is there. And I have said it before, and I'll say it again, there are no team orders at all with anyone in this race. Lawson wants to beat Roberts as much as Roberts wants to win. I'm
sure he does. Eddie Lawson has been in Kenny Roberts' shadow for so long now. It would be nice to see him beat him, especially seeing Roberts has done so well here this weekend.
Lawson then, like Roberts, looking for his first Transatlantic Challenge win, and only one of them, of course, can go back to America with a win. This is the 6th and final team race. On their 12th lap, there'll be 3 more laps to do. Well, it really is incredible the way these two men are charging on hard. They're close to lap record. There's Wayne Gardner 3rd. Ron Haslam in 4th place. Amazing how hard these men are going, considering they saw for themselves Freddie Spencer fall off a little earlier. Lawson, of course, leading the World Championship at the moment, and he certainly wouldn't want to go to the Spanish Grand Prix in 2 weeks with some sort of injury.
No, it would be very unlike Eddie Lawson to make too many mistakes. I mean, he's an excellent rider and one of the smoothest out on the Grand Prix trails at the moment.
Well, Lawson leads the championship at the moment from Frenchman Raymond Ross by 5 points, and by Freddie Spencer in 3rd spot by 12. But at the moment, he trails King Kenny Roberts by just a few machines' length on the 13th lap of this 6th and final Transatlantic Challenge. The Americans so far ahead, it doesn't even bear thinking about. But still putting on a magnificent display. It's been a wonderful weekend's racing here at Donington, and these men have played their part. Roberts, you see, still trying so hard, but the back end keeps stepping out, and a big drift there from Wayne Gardner. That was almost Speedway style, Keith.
Wayne Gardner's still trying very, very hard. He obviously hasn't given up yet.
Mike Baldwin, he's in 5th place. Through the chicane again. 2 more laps to go then. That's the end of the 13th lap. 2 more laps to go. The running order: Roberts, Lawson, then Gardner, Haslam and Baldwin, then Rob McKelney. Behind McKelney is Steve Parrish, then Graham Crosby and Dave Aldana. Just 9 riders circulating, but 9 of the very best in the world. And Roberts stretching the gap a little bit. Maybe Carruthers stuck out the board.
You'll notice that Lawson is quicker on this next section onto the main straight. That's where he seems to make all the ground on Roberts.
Well, the sad fact is that this is Kenny Roberts' last but one race of the year. I understand he's going to ride at the Laguna Seca meeting in California in July, and that's going to be Gardner still trying very, very hard. And Rodden is also, I think, quickening his pace. I think he's decided that maybe Gardner's tyre problems might give him a chance to get back.
It is interesting to note that Gardner is on Dunlop tyres and Haslam is on Michelin's. The Michelin's a little bit longer than the Dunlops. We don't know, but we'll see in this race.
We shall. This is the last lap. Roberts leads from Eddie Lawson. If Lawson is going to make a play to win this one, he's got to do it very soon. Close to Roberts now, and although this is the spot where Roberts winds on the gap, very soon we come to the section of the circuit where Lawson in turn is quicker. Roberts the leader. Lawson in hot pursuit. Lapping just around the 1 minute 14-second mark. That used to be lap record pace. It's now relatively slow, Keith.
Yeah, it's amazing how quick these riders have gone this weekend. It's a pity we couldn't do the same.
Well, I think with better factory bikes, we have got people with a lot of talent, and let's hope we get some factory bikes to show them that the British boys can produce the goods. Into the chicane for the last time, it's Roberts from Lawson. Roberts is going to win. King Kenny's going to go home with a victory. It's a wheelie from Lawson as well. First and second, and there's the wheelie from Kimpo, a good ride. Star of the British Commonwealth squad. He's fourth. Mike Baldwin is fifth home. And the two Americans circulate on their lap of honour to get well-deserved applause from this crowd. The Americans haven't just won, they've thrashed the British Commonwealth squad. And this man, Kenny Roberts, goes back to the States in what could well be his last year of racing, doing what he does best of all, showing off to the crowd. He really is a star. And a fine performance. A repeat then of the result. Roberts the winner, Lawson second, third Wayne Gardner, fourth Ron Howson, fifth Mike Baldwin, sixth Rob McElney, seventh Steve Parrish, eighth Graham Crosby, and the ninth and last man home, Dave Aldana.
So Kenny Roberts rounding off a victorious 2 days for the United States. They win 259 to 136. Their first victory in the Transatlantic.